Good morning, students. I hope you are all safe at home. Because of the corona crisis, we are all doing the online classes, so please do cooperate, children. I am handling first language English for your class. Children, have you heard about Satya Harishchandra? Do you know who Satya Harishchandra is? He is a noble king of mythological Hindu. He is a noble mythological king. He belonged to Ikshvaku kingdom. He was known for his kindness and truthfulness. He never lied in his life. Because of this, he was called Satyavadi Harishchandra. Once it happened that he had to sacrifice his all property and his family, that is his wife and son, and to leave the palace. He lost all his property and he left the palace and went away. He lost all his property and he faced many difficulties. Despite these difficulties, he remained truthful and virtuous. Impressed by his great deeds and valor, he was blessed by the God. God was pleased by his great deed and he bestowed his blessings on him. He gave away all his glory back and whatever he had taken from him. There is a similar story in your first lesson, the heavenly parasol. It is a story of a king, Meghavahana, and his wife, Amrita Prabha. It starts with the Swayamvara of Amrita Prabha and she gets married with the king Meghavahana. And he was known for his kindness and nobility of mind. Lord Varuna wanted to test his kindness and nobility of mind. Because of his great deed, he was blessed with a divine parasol. What is a parasol? Let me explain while going through the textbook. And he was favored by all the gods. Lord Varuna wanted to test the kindness and nobility of the king. Once it happened, the king was ready to sacrifice his own life to save the life of an innocent man from the barbarian. Did he kill himself and did he prove his nobility? How did Lord Varuna test the king's nobility? Let's find out. Let's see by going through the lesson. Now, let me explain the lesson from the textbook. There was once a beautiful princess in the town of Pragjyotisha called Amrita Prabha. When she came of age, the king held a Swayamvara to enable her to choose her husband. Many illustrious suitors, lured by tales of Amrita Prabha's beauty, assembled there. There was a beautiful princess called Amrita Prabha in the town of Pragjyotisha, and when she came of age, her father held a Swayamvara for her. What is a Swayamvara? Swayamvara is an ancient tradition of India where the princess will select the bride as she desired. Many princes will be invited for the Swayamvara. The princess, whoever she wishes to be her husband, she would garland them. And many princes were attracted by her beauty and they wanted to get her married. Among them was Meghavahana, the great grandson of a former king of Kashmir. Amrita Prabha shyly cast her eyes over the court and wondered whom she would choose. To Meghavahana's surprise, the princess stopped before him and put the garland around his neck. He rose to his feet, unable to contain his joy. Among the princes, Meghavahana was one among them. He was a great grandson of the king of Kashmir. Amrita Prabha she watched all the princes, and shyly she came near Meghavahana, and she was heard about his nobility, and she was to his she garlanded Meghavahana. To his surprise, he felt happy. The couple moved forward to seek the king's blessings. As the king stepped down from his throne, the priest cried out in surprise, "Your Honor, the parasol of Varuna has cast its shadow over the prince." "It is true," exclaimed the king. "My son, you are favored by the gods." So when Meghavahana and Amrita Prabha became the couple, they went near the king to seek his blessings. As soon as they stepped down to get his blessings, something strange happened. The priest cried out in surprise, and there was a shadow over the Meghavahana, and all were surprised. Was it true? They were confused. They were surprised to see the strange happening. And the king explained that he was blessed by the Lord Varuna. Meghavahana looked up in surprise, wondering at the meaning of these words. All at once, he saw by his side a beautiful, dazzling white parasol with exquisite decorations that was casting its shadow over him. "This is the parasol of Varuna, the lord of the seas," explained the king. "It casts its shadow on none else but a sovereign of the whole world. You are destined for glory and brilliance." So Meghavahana was surprised to see the parasol. So what is a parasol? Parasol is a large umbrella Parasol is a large umbrella which provides shade from the intense sunlight. But here it is a divine parasol blessed by the Lord Varuna. And to his surprise, all at once, he saw the parasol lying beside him with the beautiful decorations on it, casting its shadow over it. And the king explained it was the parasol of Varuna from the Lord of seas, the Varuna, the Lord of seas, explained the king. And he also explained that it casts its shadow only of special persons like the king who had the nobility in his mind. And he also told that God will choose only the special such persons for a particular deed. Dazed by these portents and by his good fortune, Meghavahana brought his bride and the divine parasol back home. Upon his return, the ministers of the Kashmir court sought him out and offered the throne to him. "We are dissatisfied with our present ruler," they said. "He has devoted himself to a life of prayer, and the affairs of the kingdom lie neglected. The people suffer because of this. Your noble character and bravery are well known in these parts. Honor us and the land by accepting our offer." The king was happy with his good luck. He took his bride and the divine parasol back home. And one day it happened like the ministers of Kashmir court seek the advice of King Meghavahana. They just came and explained that they are dissatisfied with their ruler because their ruler devoted himself in his own life of prayer, and he is completely neglecting the people and his kingdom. So the people suffer because of this. They also told they were aware of the nobility of Meghavahana, so that they requested to offer the throne of Kashmir to Meghavahana by accepting their offer. In this way, Meghavahana
Hmm.
In this way, Meghavahana became the king of Kashmir, and he was against the killing of living beings. So he proclaimed the same in his kingdom. Because to implement this law, he wanted to conquer so many kingdoms. Once, while on an expedition near the sea, the king told his weary army to rest in the shade of some palm groves. I must use this time to plan a way to conquer the island of Lanka, he thought. It is the land of demons and needs to be taught the ways of peace. But how will I cross the great seas with my army? The king wanted to conquer the land of the islands, Lanka, the land of demons, because there was no peace in that kingdom. He wanted to teach them the ways of peace. So he went on an expedition with his army to reach the land of demons, Lanka. The king, on their way back in the middle of the forest, he asked his army to take rest as they were tired, and he just thought how to plan to conquer the land of demons, Lanka, because to reach the land of demons, Lanka, he has to cross the ocean. About that, he was worried about that. All of a sudden, there was a cry in the air. It seemed to come from a wood by the shore, not far from where the royal horses were tethered. The cry came again, and the king heard the plaintive call. Even under Meghavahana's rule, I have been slain. As he was thinking, suddenly he heard a cry in the air. It seemed to come not far from their place. The cry came again and again. The king was curious to know from where the cry was coming. It was a sad and sorrowful call. He followed the call, and he was surprised to hear that somebody saying that even under Meghavahana's rule, I have been slain. That means somebody is being killed violently. In his agitation, the king did not wait to summon his officers but ran towards the wood. Plunging through the undergrowth, he fought his way till he came to a clearing. There before him was a temple of Chandika, Durga, with some sort of human sacrifice in progress on the steps. A man lay on the ground, his arms raised for mercy, and a menacing looking barbarian stood over him, brandishing his sword. He was in a disturbed state of mind. The king did not wait to summon his officers. Now he himself, without informing them, he ran towards the cry where the sound was coming. Now he just ran, he just cleared the path of the bushy shrubs, and at last he came near a temple, Chandika. There a human sacrifice was going on. A man laid on the ground. He was mercifully pleading towards a menacing looking barbarian. That means a threatening man. Threatening man was standing beside him, holding a sword. Let me stop here and let us discuss the difficult words we came across now. Now, just parasol. What is a parasol? It's a large umbrella which gives shade for a large number of people at once. Lure, attract, destined. The person chosen for a particular purpose. Portents, a sign of warning something unpleasant in future. Expedition, a journey or a voyage with a particular aim. Slaying, killing violently. Brandishing, that is waving some weapon. Exquisite, extremely attractive, extremely beautiful. cast, spread over something, dazed, confused, impose, make somebody to accept, plaintive, sad or sorrowful cry, barbarian, a primitive creature or an uncivilized person. So let me stop here and let's see what happens in the next explanation. Thank you.